YouTube, what's going on? Thank you for clicking on the video. Real quick, I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who checked out the Modern Warfare 2 campaign series. If you haven't seen that yet or haven't played it yourself, that's on my channel in a playlist, so you can go back and watch that anytime you want. But today, seeing as I haven't played in a couple days, I decided that I wanted to have some fun. So I built the Modern Warfare 2 intervention. Now, I know when I get down to it, a couple of people are going to tell me like, oh, this is a .300 receiver instead of a .4 something. So it's technically close to the MSR, the intervention. I mean, frankly, look, I prefer the intervention, so I don't care. Plus, I think it could get a few more clicks on the title, so sue me. Now, I'll show you the build. I've gone for as close a replica as I possibly can. This is like visually, okay? Instead of like building it to the weapon's full potential or anything like that. I'll probably pull up a couple of low quality Google images that I use for reference here. But like I say, purely going for like visual reference, how it looked in 2009, whatever it was. And this is kind of what I've come up with. I've even saved my little class setup and called it intervention as well. Basically, this is an SPX 80 build. So to start off with, we've got the bipod. We do have three options here. I've gone for the middle one, the quarterstone, purely because it's got that flat base to the bipod legs, which is something the other two don't have. And the OG intervention definitely have flat bases to there. So that's why I've chosen that. We've got the All-A laser. Now, I know that the gun in the original Modern Warfare 2, of course, didn't have a laser, but it did have a block for a laser or kind of flashlight kind of attachment on top, which looks super similar when you actually examine the weapon, you zoom in on it. I've kept the standard optic. I think this is pretty close. We don't have the stock that the actual intervention had, so I've gone with the PVZ 890 here, purely because this has got a bit more space around the stock, and it does assist with aim down sight and sprint fire speed, so, you know, screw it. And then finally, I've gone with the Bruin Lynx rear grip. I could do myself a favor and pick this Schlager match grip because it helps with sprint fire speed and aim down sight speed. But on the original intervention, I can see that we've got these like grip marks and a bit of curvature on the back. So again, for like visuals, I've gone for that as my pick. And then I've thrown on high velocity bullets as well, purely because I want to help myself out in multiplayer. I'm going to throw these tuning stats up just in case anybody does want to try out this build. Do me a favor and drop a like on this video if you want the intervention to return in Modern Warfare 2, like the proper fully built out one. I think that it is like a .400 receiver or something like that, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm not like a weapon expert or anything, don't get me wrong. I've just read a couple things. Now to pick the camo as well. I think I definitely want to throw Orion on this, but for the sake of nostalgia, I do want to go and find the fall camo. Whoa, that looks good. Oh, the nostalgia. In case there's anyone out there that doesn't have the full camo, it is actually called Ultimate Return, and you get it by getting 20 mounted kills with the EBR after getting it to level 10. But anyway, let's throw Orion on this thing, and I'm gonna try some quickscoping. I was never really like a massive sniper on the original Modern Warfare 2. Certainly not like a quickscoper. I know that there was a whole like sniping community, quickscoping community. I actually used to watch a lot of YouTube videos on that back in the day, but it never really stuck with me. It just wasn't something that I went in and like really did. A bunch of my friends used to like hard quickscope back in the day. Honestly, I was probably like the worst of my friend group back then. I think I lost at like almost every single sleepover when we were playing split screen and stuff. So hopefully I've improved in recent years. We'll find out. And there it is, the intervention in all its glory. And Orion camo, sexy. Oh, it's one of those lobbies, huh? Right. That's not the lobby for me. All right, we've got a full lobby, and we've got 8 out of 12 players on mouse and keyboard. This is going to be interesting. I'm probably about to get smoked. Ooh, domination. All right, I didn't hear any smokes down mid lane. That's a strong start. Have I just accidentally spawn flipped us? Hey! Well, that was a bit of a hard scope. I definitely got more into sniping in Modern Warfare 19. I mean, that was a little slow, don't get me wrong. I'm not even sorry about that. Kinda wishing I built a bit of flinch resistance into this right now. What the f? He's using spots that I've talked about in my video. I can't even shout at that guy. And now I'm in the way. Shoot through my own body to kill this guy. Yeah, I'm definitely like exceptionally mid at sniping, I can't lie. Bro threw a frisbee at me first. You know what? But yeah, Scump actually retired from professional Call of Duty. I know he said at the start of the season this was going to be his last competitive season. Obviously, Scump's been about for ages and literally talking like 10, 12 years at the top of the game. A hit marker? Bro, shut the door and everything. But on Do Not Disturb. Do I have to like knock? What's up, bitch? I know a lot of people have different opinions on like esports, how seriously they actually take esports as I guess like a whole concept, you know, compared to traditional sports. I mean, honestly, I've never been someone who's been like obsessed with any kind of competitive esports for the most part. I think Fortnite did have me in like a bit of a chokehold when that first sort of started to expand its esports scene. And when I say like its esports scene, I mean like going from the 2v2 quad wager scene into the kind of pro-ams, and then, you know, the year or so beyond that as we started to go into the first Fortnite World Cup. But yeah, Scump's been at the top of the game for literally like 10 years or so, man. The things he's achieved, you know, multiple world championships, so much time with Optic, so many titles, so many individual and with his team. I feel like there are very few esports players across different competitive gaming titles who can really put their name so firmly against the growth of esports as a whole, let alone just Call of Duty. But yeah, even as someone who wasn't massive on Call of Duty as a kid, everybody knew of the likes of Scump and Nade and what they were doing, grinding over on MLG, content they were putting out. And I think the scene had so much of a buzz around it then when it wasn't, you know, franchised, when there wasn't so much sort of corporate structure to it. And yeah, I mean, I wasn't a part of that, but you could really tell the buzz that was around those kind of events and stuff, man. Looking back, you know, I wish that I had missed out on those things. But it's a sad day, man, a real sad day for COD, for esports in general. Just quickscoped a paint can. Scum retiring early genuinely may be reflective of the state of Modern Warfare 2 right now. As far as Call of Duty goes, it's never been the most serious competitive title, you know? The game isn't designed to be super competitive. By nature, it's designed for casual players who can pick up the controller, play any kind of way that they want. The game definitely encourages you playing slow. You know, that's my opinion anyway. But because of that, the pro scene has always been a little bit unbalanced. Everyone has strong opinions as to how the game plays, how it should play. It is a genuinely hard task for Call of Duty to find the balance, especially the right balance between building the game for sort of pro players and for the casuals. I mean, realistically, we have two different modes, so I don't understand why they can't just increase health points in one, for example, but... I just died to him putting a sentry gun down on me. What the f? And then I ran into the sentry gun. How dumb are you? I saw someone make the comparison between Scump and LeBron James. And honestly, it's high praise, but it's about right, man. I mean, the growth that Call of Duty saw both on the content side and the competitive side from the likes of Scump and Nade, Optic as a whole team group, back in the days of Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3. That's fundamental for the growth of esports gaming as a whole, man. It contributes to the success of the games. It helps grow those opportunities, increases player counts, increases viewers, buyers. I could have had a collat and I got claymored. And of course, those increased counts just in general help attract more brands to the space, more money, creates jobs in marketing agencies, all that kind of thing. I mean, that's essentially, you know, helps fuel where I am today, which is kind of crazy to think about, the knock-on effect of all those things. But yeah, losing Scum maybe reflected the state that the game's at. Data miners found in the last couple of days that basically Modern Warfare 2 Season 2 is going to be delayed by 2 weeks. So Season 1 actually ends on February 1st at the moment. So I'm adding this in after filming. Call of Duty just tweeted Season 2 will be launching on February 15th. Our studio teams have been working on making several changes based on what we've heard from our player community, or, you know, presumably dropping player base. Season 2 includes all new content with the return of Resurgence, a small map for Warzone 2, ranked play returns, along with new multiplayer maps, new modes, weapons, and much more. Stay tuned for additional intel. Infinity Ward also followed that up with saying we look forward to sharing more details in a deep dive blog post next week. This includes exciting changes to Warzone, including the gulag, looting, and loadouts. Now, I'm going to wait until next week before going as far as to say we won, or this makes the game as good as it needs to be. But this is hopefully a huge step in the right direction in terms of that movement speed that we feel on the overall base Modern Warfare engine right now in both multiplayer and Warzone, and then the general fundamentals of Warzone, which have been pretty much ripped out since Warzone 2.0 came in. So good start. Keep it up. On a positive note, though, Liverpool won last night, which is pretty rare. Yeah, for anybody who doesn't know, I actually do support Liverpool, which in recent years has been pretty good. This season, not so much. Yeah, I spent the last few days uploading the campaign. Obviously, mentioned at the start of the video and appreciate anybody who checked that out too. Oh, finally didn't miss my collat. But yeah, one of the reasons that I wanted to do the campaign was because I needed to make a couple changes to my setup, so I had to get that content done in advance. Buy myself a little time to work on that. I actually have a pretty sick setup I've been building over the last couple of years, and there was just a bunch of things that were off with it. I had to get some maintenance done on my PCs. I need to switch around a couple of the monitors and stuff. And yeah, happily, it's nearly finished. It's nearly perfect, and I'm super excited about it. The last thing I gotta do is add in my ring light. Lighting's a little bit off compared to a couple of my last videos, so I'm sorry about that. I'm so excited to have everything properly nailed down because it just felt like things weren't right, you know? Like something was just off in my setup in general. In fact, it wasn't just something, it was a bunch of things. And especially being work from home, it's like super important to me to just feel like comfortable in this space because I can spend like, you know, 10, 12 hours here a day very, very easily. Come on, push me, push me. That took 2 shots. Either way, I'm super excited to get back in the full swing of content and stuff. And yeah, as for this intervention build, I like it. Now give me the real one back.